What's the weirdest thing you've seen happen at a friend's house that they thought was normal? I had a friend in HS. We're still friends today, actually. His mom was a hoarder. There were little pathways throughout the house, but it was filled, from floor to ceiling, with junk. In the hallway to the bedrooms, she had stacked every newspaper she ever got. They were tied up in bundles. When you walked in that hallway, he would caution to not touch the papers, because if a row fell, it would take a couple hours to dig yourself out. So when I was younger, my dad died. My mom remarried and had 2 kids. I was moved into the basement, unfinished basement. I didn't think anything of it since I was 10. I had a sheet blocking my area from the laundry area. It had bare concrete walls, wood beams and piping across the ceiling and cement flooring. Used a heater and dehumidifier cause it was cold and humid. When I used the heater, my parents would make my sheeted area around my bed so it would heat up the space quicker. Parents didn't allow any of my friends over, and my brother and sister weren't allowed in my room. Distant family members also never stayed over, and when we had family gathering, I was told to go into the guest room instead of my room while they were there. I thought, cool, I have a huge room, and no one can mess it up. My family would go on vacations yearly without me from when I was 12 till I was 18. I was the dog and house watcher. During one of those vacations, when I was 17, I invited a friend come over. They pointed out how fucked up it was that there were bedrooms fully furnished with TVs for my brother and sister, a guest room fully furnished as well with a TV, and how I was in the basement with sheets for walls and bathroom mats on the floor. I completely dismissed it cause it was normal to me. It wasn't till I was 20 that I found out that the family trips that I didn't go on were paid for with money that I was getting from my dad passing away. I'm sure I got some of the money in food and clothes, and whatever I needed. But it's got me pretty fucked up cause my brother and sister don't have any memory of it, and when I talk about it, they always back my parents by saying we were raised right, and I opted out of vacations. They also thought the guest room was my room. And I'm so sorry this happened to you, and I'm sorry to say this, but your mother is a disgrace. It's clear to see what happened here, and it's probably the saddest thing I've read in this thread. I had something similar happen to me when I was young, but included my stepdad beating me. I sincerely hope you're doing good now and making the most of your life. I'm off to hug my kids. One of the first times I met my husband's family, I was over at their house and husband gestured for me to sit down and be comfortable. Their house was really very cluttered. Not quite hoarder cluttered, but close. They had a couple of couches facing each other, and then some other chairs. Not knowing the rules, I sat on one of the couches, which had a lot of stuffed teddy bears on it. OMG, you would think I had sat down on live bears. There were probably 20 to 30 small, medium stuffed bears on this couch. Husband's mother and twin brother both visibly reacted, as if I had damaged the bears. Not antique bears either. That was when I was told that the couch was for the bears, and only for the bears, and that no one was allowed to sit on the bears' couch. Just the bears. The bears all had little beaded necklaces with their names on them to tell them apart, because they were all the same brand and style. Into the opposite had a friend over when my dad went on a tirade screaming and yelling at my brother and I. We thought it was normal to have emotionally abusive parents after that. That friend never came over again. I went to his house, and his parents seemed a bit more interested in me. By the time we graduated high school, I got my diploma and walked over to hug his parents before my own at the ceremony. I remember asking my mom how come she didn't like me like my friends' moms like their girls. I told her they always hugged and talked to each other and laughed, and said I love you multiple times throughout the day. I was 10. My mom rolled her eyes at me and went to her room. I tried to be close to her until I was about 16. I finally realized she didn't give a shit about being close to me. She was very affectionate and close to my brothers and little sister. After she realized I didn't care anymore, she started to make an effort. I'm extremely lucky for my dad though. He was there for me for anything and everything. Later on I realized she was extremely jealous and hated that my dad doted on me. Thanks, Reddit. Even if no one reads this, it was therapeutic typing it out and just getting it out there. Edit, thank you for the gold kind stranger. My first one. All of you that responded to this comment, thank you. Thank you for watching. Please don't forget to like and subscribe.